Kewakin, we're able to provide camping experiences for people of all ages and ability levels, whether that's coming up to Kewakin and staying on site in one of our platform tents and doing a base camping experience, going to the Boundary Waters for a day or two at a time, or a family could come up and spend their whole week at camp and camp both on site and go into the Boundary Waters as well.
You are really in nature and you feel a part of nature, that everything is just so different from our daily life. You come up here and it's just a real escape, and you hear the birds and you see things that are going on that you just don't see at home.
I just feel like I relax right away as soon as I get here. Like, it just instantly, I'm not worried about anything.
You really feel when you're in camp that you're still out in the wild because you're in a tent. You're really up close and personal with nature.
It's not like a vacation where you go and just sit there and get pampered and whatever. It's like you take care of yourself and you take care of each other.
And my hope was just that their food and equipment worked well and satisfied their needs and expectations while they were out here. We'll also see a group coming in later today and who are going out with a guide. So Kewakin provides staff who are trained and experienced paddlers and certified in wilderness first aid and lifeguarding.
This is a Duluth pack, and inside it are two what they call food packs or food barrels. In the one is primarily dry goods. It is all the food we will consume for the days that we're out there, 5 days.
So we have things like what's called super oatmeal, is dried fruit, nuts, brown sugar, and fresh fruit. That would be an example of a breakfast.
And my hope is too that encourages people who maybe don't have as much experience or just want some additional help in having a safe, quality experience out here.
Kewakin did a great job, really, with the equipment, the food, the gear, the routes. It was perfect. It was perfect. This was as good of a trip as you could have.
It was a really good trip.
It's also, this particular trip was an intergenerational trip. We hadn't done that before in the church, and there aren't a lot of opportunities for events like this to happen between the generations, where generations are working together. So I think that's a wonderful thing the church can do. Strengthens the church, and then we just get to know each other more deeply. And when you canoe together and make meals together and do all that sort of stuff together, you get to know each other in a way you don't normally.
I think an experience at Kewakin and one going into the Boundary Waters provides us with a real experience of how pristine and how perfect places are, and what our role is in maintaining that.
We talked about that in our group this morning in our devotions, that it's our hope that 1, 2, 3 generations from now, people will be able to come out into the Boundary Waters and find it just the way we found it.
Our devotion today was about what we did without up here, what we didn't have that we're used to having. And we all kind of agreed that we had absolutely everything we needed.
We reach people in different ways, and camping is certainly one of the most important ways for me. It was as a child growing up.
I think what makes people think and experience God in a new way in this environment is being continually surrounded by His presence in ways that maybe we're not aware of when we're at home or we're at school.
Our church's mission is to help people grow in their faith, and in any possible way that we can possibly grow in our faith. Sometimes it's through the out of doors, it's through nature, it's through being closer to God and the spiritual world in the out of doors. And I think that's one of the reasons that the United Methodist Church promotes camping so much, is it reaches to people who otherwise might not find a spiritual expression